Hey Tony, how are you doing?
Terrific, Amy. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Things are good. We're getting ready for the next nonprofit Changemakers, and so
Woo!
glad that you're going to be part of it. Yay!
Changemakers, yes, September, absolutely.
September. So Tony, you are our, I want to say, almost resident evangelist about planned giving. Um, and it's, what I love is that you're able to share your expertise, and you have a nice lighthearted, you have a sense of comedy from your background in comedy. So it makes it interesting, because otherwise it can be a bit of a, depressing or sad topic that people, so I love that you're able to have that fun energy around it. A topic that might not otherwise have that. So your session this time is called Planned Giving in the Pandemic Era. Can you tell us a little bit about why it's important that organizations talk about planned giving with their donors in when things like the continuous pandemic are going on?
Well, first, I appreciate you acknowledging, letting folks know that I keep it simple, I keep it light. Planned giving is not, it does not have to be over your head. It's not over your head. Planned giving isn't over your head. And I do keep it light. I like to keep sessions moving. My main interest is the Q&A, because that's what the audience is focused on. I do my best to channel an audience, but I can't mind read. So I want folks to ask their questions, so that what they're concerned about gets answered. So the Q&A is like, and I'm the presenter, and I'm saying the questions are more important than my presentation even.
Absolutely.
So you can fast forward. No, don't do that. There is value in my presentation too. Yeah, I don't know where we're going to be at in the pandemic in the rest of 2021, and even going into next year. It's hard to tell at this point. You and I are recording in late July, but it's going to be with us in some form.
Yeah.
And planned giving has some lessons that it learned from early and mid 2020 that we can apply going forward in this sort of ongoing, really, pandemic era that we're in. And planned giving has a place. It has a place. I don't want folks to abandon planned giving in our ongoing pandemic era.
I mean, counterintuitive almost. You said that when we were chatting earlier, that planned giving had gone up, I believe, right?
Yeah, there was a Martin Lundy survey in November of 2020 that there had been a significant increase. I think it was like 65 or 70% increase among donors for planned giving. And it's specific to, I think it was specific to wills, gifts by wills, which is the gift that I focus on, and I'll focus on at Changemakers. We'll be talking about gifts by will. So I think we can carry that lesson to 2021, that the pandemic created interest in long-term giving for nonprofits. And those of you listening, your nonprofits can benefit for it. It's appropriate. It's an appropriate topic.
It's top of mind for people, and it's I'm so glad you're able to bring this to us. Thank you. So for those of you watching right now, the planned giving in the pandemic era. So Tony's session will start at 10:45 Eastern time. Sorry, we're getting an early start on September 28th. And he'll be obviously covering a lot of great topics within that session. But like he said, the Q&A is what everybody kind of, lives for, especially in this virtual world. It's nice to have that, live interaction, even if it is virtual.
And I love the banter. I like to have fun with Q&A.
I know.
I
know you do.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. It is my favorite part. So, come, let's talk about planned giving. Come for the whole conference, of course, planned giving being the highlight, as Amy just mentioned, on that appointed time. And I'll help you. I'll help you get get a grasp of planned giving, get planned giving going for your nonprofit.
And I want to let everybody know too, the Whova app, we are using it for everything this time. So we will be streaming through Zoom, but we're using the Whova app as the event management platform. So everything from registration to agenda, to speaker profiles, to we're going to have some speed networking at virtual tables, which will be fun for all of the attendees. But what's really valuable whenever Q&A is so important is that you're able to ask you're able to put in your questions in advance for the speakers. The speakers can check those out. The speakers can kind of gauge what the audience wants to know. So you don't have to read minds, Tony. You can read the app.
You're absolutely right. And I did that in March when
Yep.
I did a planned giving session for you in March at Changemakers, and there were a couple of questions submitted in advance.
Yeah. So we love it. We'll be using that again.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to download it and utilize it. But I am so excited about your session, and thank you again for joining us. And it's great. We're looking forward to having you.
I'm looking forward to being there, Amy. Thanks a lot.
You bet.